Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.
Previously on the Transformers.
You know, I'm just gonna level with you. The last episode of Transformers Prime, titled Prey, was basically just an extended chase sequence. But fortunately, the great Benny Hill made sure we were all prepared for this.
Shall I cue the yakety sax?
Yes, pal, go right ahead. Now on to today's episode of Transformers Prime, titled Rebellion. And just like last time, spoiler warnings. The episode begins with Team Prime getting all geared up for the big showdown. The plan is to have the Autobots disable Darkmount's long-range defenses, so Agent Fowler and the rest of Rogue Squadron can fire proton torpedoes into its thermal exhaust port, and main control room, and energon storage tanks, and the gift shop, and just about anything. But at present, there are too many enemy forces consolidated there. So in a pretty clever diversion, Ratchet ground bridges the kids all over the countryside, and has them make cell phone calls to attract Decepticon death squads. They then call in a phony attack at one of the Decepticons' energy mines, then it's time for the party to start, and oh man is it awesome. Arcee and Bumblebee infiltrate Darkmount through the back. Ultra Magnus goes for an aerial insertion using his shuttle, and the Wreckers knock on the front door with a thermal detonator.
That's how it's done.
At Shockwave's suggestion, the Predacon joins the fight, and he's tricked into flying straight into a ground bridge to Antarctica.
Where's your Decepticon intellect now?
Wait for it.
Shockwave then joins the fight in person. So it's Shockwave versus the Wreckers.
This should be fast.
Shockwave wins.
There it is.
Meanwhile, Ultra Magnus has gone toe-to-toe with Megatron, and he's no Optimus Prime. Speaking of, the Great Warrior is at death's door, where he meets a vision of Alpha Trion, voiced by the many-talented George Takei. The assault on Darkmount has all but failed, and the future of the Autobots and Earth itself is in the hands of Smokescreen. And by God does he rise to the occasion. After this episode, Smokescreen is my new hero. I'm not going to spoil what happens, you need to see this episode for yourself. This is the absolute best of the season so far. The build-up in the previous 3 episodes has paid off in a big way. This isn't a development episode or anything like that. This is all payoff, baby. Everyone gets to have some sort of role. The kids get to be a distraction, all the frontline fighters get to mix it up, and I hereby promise never to compare Smokescreen to Hot Rod unless it's to say, Hot Rod, why can't you be more like Smokescreen? But sadly, for every silver lining, there is a dark cloud. All the action crammed into a 22-minute show means that not everyone gets their moment in the sun. Worst off is the Predacon, who basically shows up and then is gone again, so don't blink. I'd be more upset if they weren't obviously saving him for later. Soundwave is similarly not present in the episode. But the action is what we're all here to see, right? And in that respect, Transformers Prime hits it out of the park. The only problem is that, in my personal opinion, computer-generated graphics like on Transformers Prime don't look as good during action scenes as traditional hand-drawn animation does. But that's strictly a personal opinion thing. And now it's time to weigh the good and the bad in Transformers Prime Rebellion and find the final score. The action is bad. The plot is fast-paced and easy to follow. Everyone, Autobot and Decepticon, gets at least a cameo, and it really feels like the episode is firing on all cylinders. And the ending is spectacular. The problems are few and far between. Disappearing dragons can't spoil this episode's paint job. 5 out of 5. An absolute must-see for any Transformers fan. I'm the Stupid Private. Thank you for watching.